is being scientific in approach. We must remember that classical one husband and five wives, which I'm sure many of us remember having been told by our, shall we say, English language teachers in our primary school or the early stages of our education in schools. They taught us that one husband and five wives are critical to our ability to think. The five wives and one husband in that order actually is what they meant us to use. The five wives are simply who, what, when, where, why, and how. A researcher's journey always starts with these basic concept of one husband and five wives, or five wives and one husband in that order, because the first fundamental question that the researcher has to answer is, who is after all going to do that research? He, or along with somebody, or is it for somebody else? So who is going to do that research? The second question he has to ask obviously is, what is it that he wants to research about? Is it a particular subject, or is it a particular concept, or is it a specific input in a particular concept that he wants to research about? The next question he has to ask is, when is he going to do it? Is he going to do it now? Is it so urgent in his mind that unless he gets into that exploration, he cannot reach where he needs to reach for the next stage in his journey, whether it is in academic life or whether it is in a laboratory, whether it is in an assembly line, wherever. I mean, every one of us, in whatever dimensions we are working for. The next question, which is very obvious, is, where is he going to do that research? Is he going to do it in a laboratory? Is he going to do it in a library? Is he going to do it out in the wild jungles? Is he going to do it in Mars or in the moon? So where is he going to do it? The geographical area or the territory in which his research interest would lie is what he has to decide when answering this question, where. And of course, the most fundamental of the research questions, I'm not talking about the research questions per se, I'm talking about a question about research, is, why does he want to do it? Why should he undertake this research? What is it that is telling him that if he understands this particular concept and explores what he has not understood, what is he going to find? And why should he find it? What is the motivation? How it is going to help him to maybe progress his own career, or maybe contribute to the wider storehouse of knowledge. So why? Why does he want to do it? Does he want to do it for money? I mean, he must answer this question to himself. It's not for others. It is for every researcher that I am stating all this. Why do you want to research? Why can't you just pick up your degree, go get an employment and be happy? Everybody doesn't need to get into research. So if you have decided that you will undertake a research, why? Of course, how are you going to do it? Are you going to do it sitting in a library, just using only academic knowledge which is available? Somebody else has written books, somebody else has published papers, you put all of them together, you analyze, you come out with your own. Okay, you can, that's one of the formats, of course. Okay, so how are you going to do it? Who is going to fund it? Will you be putting the money from your own pocket? Will you travel on your own? Or is some university going to fund it? Or is there a government which is going to fund it? Or is there a private laboratory or an institution which is going to fund that research? How are you going to undertake that research, and the means which are required? How are you going to procure those means? to undertake that research? So these are basic questions that every researcher should ask before he even wants to get himself labeled as a researcher. Specifically, from my personal perspective, I would like everyone who has reached his master's level of education, before he thinks of any undertaking in any format, whether in the Indian context, let's say you want to do Master of Philosophy, or you want to do a postgraduate dissertation, or whatever else you want to do, means you are going to set about research. Before you do that, just definitely ask yourself the last two questions: why and how? Because without answers to these two, you will never be able to undertake the journey of research and arrive at wherever possibly you are expecting to arrive at some future point of time.